Question is, what are the most important relationships in my life? Okay, that is a really good question. Okay, yeah. What is actually the important relation? What is actually the relationship? Yeah. Okay. Relationship means like that a boy girl relationship. Yeah, that you already knew it. But it's not the only one. Okay, yeah. Relation with your father, mother, sister, brother, co-worker, your career, your priority, your significant other. It's a lot of people. Okay, as also sometimes you have kind of like a something fascination regarding about your career that I already mentioned. Okay, yeah. Then fascination about something regarding about your passion, like a painting or kind of like a something like that ki music or something like that. Even if you're not earning any money, but still this kind of like a something relation that you have with your craft is really also really incredible. Okay, yeah. So do you get it now? What is exactly the relationship means? Like how much bond that you have with that particular thing. Sometime it personal, sometime it person, sometime it kind of like a thing, sometime it kind of like a something craft or whatever it is. Okay, yeah. So in my life, what is actually one of my most important relationship? Like I consider to be one of the most important relationship. What are those? Okay, that's a really good question. Alright, yeah. If you ask this question to me, probably almost like a 10 year ago when I was like early 20s, maybe my answer would be something very different. Okay, yeah. But right now I'm 31. I am kind of like a little bit wiser, a little bit wiser about my thought process, my everything. What should I supposed to think? What should I supposed to? All right. So okay. So what is exactly my thought process, or like what is exactly like what like what kind of like a something do I prioritize, like what kind of like some relation that I prioritize. Okay, I usually prefer to be prioritize my career. Okay, my relationship with my career. Okay, yeah, is one of the most important relationship. Okay, I consider, and it will be okay in the future, it also be why is because of that. Like basically is this thing like that ki if I'm say that ki I prioritize career is the most, it doesn't mean like that ki I didn't really prioritize anything at all. Okay, yeah. um Definitely is this thing that ki mostly in your life there are kind of like a something two factor. Okay, like a three relationship that you should supposed to be handle. First of all is a career, then you have relationship with your significant other or your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband. Okay, yeah. And then your family. Your family means like include everything, your father, mother, child, everyone. Already, yeah. So basically these are the three relation that you should supposed to be kind of like a carry with entire period of lifetime. Okay, yeah. I prioritize my relationship with my career. All right, yeah. Like basically it's kind of like a something topmost. Okay, yeah. Then my significant other, then my family. All right, yeah. Is why is the career is the topmost, like do you think that ki, like basically the people is kind of like a less priority? No. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Okay, like I'm not gonna say that it's a kind of like a something less priority, like basically my significant other is a less priority. No, it's not. Okay, yeah. But it's like that na ki I choose to be such a career that required me a lot. Yeah, it required me to do such a thing that kind of like only I could do that. Okay, yeah. As also I have a lot of ambitions and goals, and I have so many stuff to do. It's like that my career is not stable. Like I didn't really choose to be like a stable career, like a 9 to 5 job and that's it. No, I have to kind of like a serve my entire life into it. Okay, so I chose this career. Okay, so that's why just like my most priority or most important relationship is my career. Okay, yeah. Like the way that I work to do and everything. All right, yeah. And then at the second number is my significant other. Okay, at this moment I don't know who she was, but definitely okay, will be definitely was my significant other. And then my family. Okay, yeah. So these are kind of like a something the one of the most important relationship that I consider. All right. Okay. uh yeah, but still there are a couple of relationship that I should supposed to be talk. Okay, yeah. There are so many relationship that I haven't been really talk, but let's go through it. All right, yeah. Let's talk about family relationship. Okay. Do you consider that the family relationship is a kind of like something important? Yeah, it's important. Do you prioritize your relation? Do you prioritize family relationship to the other? Well, I do not, but when it required, I will be definitely. Example is this thing, when there is a Raksha Bandhan, definitely I should supposed to be celebrate Raksha Bandhan with my cousin, with my all my friends and cousin everything. Not cousin, not friend, but all my like siblings and everything. Okay, definitely. Okay, if there is a Diwali, definitely I should supposed to be celebrate Diwali with my family. Okay, if there is a kind of like a something like just a thing happened like someone got pregnant or someone got kind of like accident, definitely I should supposed to be attend that particular thing and do some sort of family stuff. Okay, yeah, definitely. Like at that dude, it's just like that. I'm like, I already mentioned my career is a priority. It doesn't mean like that I should supposed to do all the rest of the life career. Okay, yeah. Like basically, okay, it's a very hard to understand, but yeah, it's a you get it now. Okay, like basically it's this thing, you are doing a job every day. Okay, yeah. So that means you are prioritizing your career a lot, but sometimes some situation came up with you have to spend some time with your family, so it's also really essential na. Okay, yeah. So definitely, why do you kind of like a some priority your time to your family? Like why do you are kind of like spending time? Why do you think that ki relationship with your family is important? Why? Is because of that ki I think okay definitely my important relationship in my life is a career. Okay, yeah. But as a human, I am also human. Okay, and I want to be happy. Okay, I want to be happiness, and basically 90 to 80% of happiness is depend on people, not on the thing. Okay, and that people is kind of like a came from family, friend, and everything. Okay, so this is what matter. Example. Okay, yeah. Like basically this thing a Raksha Bandhan. Okay, let me tell you one thing. In my family, we used to celebrate like a Raksha Bandhan a lot. Okay, like we actually exchange a gift to siblings and things like that. So it's a really good. It's a really great moment. It's a really fun and enjoying and everything. I love that particular moment. Okay, and I don't want to kind of like ruin this stuff and everything. No, it's really good. It's really great. Okay, yeah. Um, like usually at my home we have like my mother used to bring this paritran part. What's a paritran part? A paritran part is a kind of like a samthili, just a kind of like a samthili puja. Okay. Okay, puja. What's a puja? Puja means like that ki like I'm belong to the Buddhist community, na. So basically, we usually kind of like a do this paritran part for kind of like a something for sukh shanti for the home and something like that. Okay, yeah. My mother are really dharmic, so she do this thing. Okay, like twice in a year, or sometime 3 times in a year we actually have this paritran part, and we bring some sort of people, closest people, family, and then couple of people around, and just like do this paritran part, do this puja part, and then it's not party, it's a kind of like a something that a cultural thing. Okay, how do I supposed to explain? Yeah, in this particular time we also enjoy like all the family member gather and do those things, like this paritran part. It's really good, it's really great. Okay, yeah. um like I don't know how do I supposed to explain. It's a kind of like a something is this thing na ki relationship with my family is always been good. Okay, yeah. Like I'm not orphan. Okay, no, I'm kind of like a belong to the kind of like a something middle class family, which kind of like a connected with a lot of people. Okay, like a kaka, mama, dada, vaini vagare. It's a lot of people, and basically I'm belong to the India, by the way. So it is like a lot of relationship, a lot of relationship. So yeah, okay. I consider it's important, and whenever it time required me to spend some time with those people, I will definitely spend those time with those people because it's important. All right, yeah, it's important means like how much important? Like, is it kind of like a really? I don't know, dude. Okay, but I priority at some certain point when it required. It's like it's not that kind of like something daily required. No, but it's like that. Whenever time came, like once in a month or kind of like a something that I will definitely spend time. All right, yeah. Friendship, dude. Okay, yeah. I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing. I am privileged to have a friend in my life, and I am kind of like a somebody telling this thing because of that. Ki, yeah, I am privileged. Yeah. Why do you say privileged? Like everyone has a friend. No, no, my boy, no, no one has a friend. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Okay, yeah. You are in college. You have a couple of friends from your college. Okay, after you enter college, are you still together? Okay, let me tell you one thing now. If your friendship, if you're kind of like a you have a friend and you have a friendship for almost like a more than 6 year, okay, that means your friendship will not gonna lose. Like a your friendship will be stay for rest of the period of lifetime, at least 6 year. Okay, yeah, like a 6 year barrier should supposed to be crossed for friendship. And in my case my friends are with me since 2011. So right now it's been almost like a 11, 12, 13 year. Yeah, 13 year. Yeah, we've been together since 2011, so it's been like a 13 year we've been together. I am privileged to have those people around me, and it's kind of like a something like that ki, I don't know, it's really good. It's something that na ki, it's a kind of like a something ultimate source of happiness for me. Yeah, and I can't believe that ki how much I being really happy, how much I being something that like I seen so many people who don't really have a friend. Yeah, like my sister is one of them. uh like sorry, but yeah, it's like I know a lot of people, dude. Okay, and they didn't really have a friend. It's a very common thing, but it just I realize that it's not common, dude. Having a friend is a kind of like a something luxury, and I am privileged to have that. And not just kind of like a something just one two people. I have kind of like a bunch of almost like a 10 to 15 people around me as as I kind of like a consider them as a kind of like a something one of the closest friend, and I should talk to them and I should spend time with them, have a laugh and something like that. So yeah, I am privileged to have those people around me. Okay, yeah. um so I definitely it's been really priority. Like as I mentioned, happiness is kind of like something one of the most important human thing. Okay, yeah. And this kind of like something source of happiness is came from friends. Okay, yeah. So definitely it is also really priority to me. Okay, yeah. That key I kind of like a decide. Okay, yeah, that key like I always knew that key I am kind of like a being really successful and something like that. But there is a one thing that I kind of like a promise myself, that every year, once in a year, we kind of like a spend some time together, like a had a somewhere trip, like a climb a mountain or like a go somewhere else, all those together and spend some time together. Okay, yeah, I think it's one of the really amazing thing, and I should definitely do that. Okay. And basically this thing that key we are still together, by the way. Okay, right now everyone is scattered. Yeah, scattered means like that key some people are somewhere, some people are somewhere because of jobs and because of the kind of like a getting married and something like that. So yeah, okay, it's kind of like a something life been through at this position. So yeah, but still we still together, we still talk on WhatsApp every day, good morning, whatever, whatever. It's really good, it's really great. Okay, we invite them at somewhere kind of like a something event or something, it's also really good. Okay, yeah. By the way, this year we also planning to meet together, and we kind of like a something do celebrate new year together. So yeah, it's really incredible na. Okay, yeah. So definitely, okay, yeah. I consider a friendship is a kind of like a something very important relationship, and I am like as I mentioned, I am really privileged to have those people around me. Definitely, yes. Like in my early 20s, okay, yeah, it's like I spent most of the time with those people, and my early 20s was so amazing, so amazing. I can't even imagine, dude. It's like that na ki we had so much fun, so much fun. That ki it's really great, dude. Really, really great. So um if you are listening this thing, who you are, what you are, I don't know. Okay, yeah, at this moment, if you are in college or if you are kind of like in school, um spending time with a friend, it's kind of like a something very common thing for you. Okay, yeah, and you don't really kind of like a feel really consider. Okay, yeah, but feel really consider to be important. But let me tell you one thing, is really important. Okay, yeah, whenever the plan became like a, basically is this thing, the when all the friends are gathered and they are kind of like a going to somewhere, spend time with those people, go to that trip, spend time with those people. Oh yeah, like I'm not gonna say that it's a kind of like a you drop your school, you drop your education and everything and just like spend time with your friend. No, I'm not gonna say that. You have to kind of like maintain the balance between the your study, your education, but you spend time with your friends too. Okay, yeah, because let me tell you, my boy, is that key. um like after you're done with your school or after you're done with your college, okay, there are hardly people are in touch, very hardly people. Like basically is this thing, in my school there is a kind of like a something guy who is one of my best friend. Okay, yeah, like best friend, like yeah, but it's like that na ki after college change, his college change, my college change, and then somehow it's kind of like a something just fade away. Okay, yeah, like it's not kind of like a something that we have kind of like a jagada, no, nothing really at all. But it's just kind of like a something time goes by, and then we probably kind of like a move on with your life and move on with our life, and then in this particular process we just kind of like a something fade away some people that they are used to very close. Okay, yeah, so is it like that na ki, like just consider, like just imagine your school friend or your college friend, like who are those people, like they basically when you are in college or when you are in school, you kind of like a you kind of like a spend every second with those people, and right now after you cross like a 25 or 30 maybe, then very less people are with you. Okay, yeah, so and it is really really essential, dude, nah, like being a friend or having a friend is I don't know, it's I think is a really ultimate source of happiness, dude. Okay, yeah, like who you are, what you will become in your future, definitely yes, but the ultimate level of happiness that you will get from the friend, it will that kind of like a something that happiness will not get from your family too. Okay, yeah, like at little bit you will get little bit happiness from your family, but the ultimate level of happiness, the ultimate level of laugh that you will get from the friend, not from the family, not from the career, not from anything at all, not from your significant other too, is your friend, dude. Okay, is your friend. Okay, and I'm not gonna say one two friend, like basically include multiple friends. Okay, yeah, have you kind of like a something very strong people in your bond, then it will become even more stronger. Okay, yeah, at least 6 7 people or more, like have you more and more people are included in your group and kind of like stay together for years of years, definitely it will kind of like a something just became very very strong bond, dude. Very, I consider that's really important relationship. Okay, yeah, but you already mentioned na, ki your career is also really important. Yeah, I know, but friendship doesn't mean like that ki I'm a kind of like a spending every single day with those. No, it's just like that ki once in a month or kind of like a once in a year. Okay, yeah, when we have kind of like a some little time, or else like right now we are kind of like a celebrate our friendship on our WhatsApp. Okay, we kind of like a telling jokes, good morning, sending some sort of photos and memes and something like that. We laugh, we video call, we talk to each other, we fun of each other. Really good, dude. Really great. Okay, yeah. So definitely I consider to be friendship is really important. Okay, yeah. Romantic relationship. Okay, how do you consider to be a romantic relationship? Is your priority? Definitely it's my priority. Okay, yeah. Uh, how do you look up? How do you look up to that romantic relationship? Like how do you consider to be that relationship it would be? Okay. Okay, ground situation. I am not engaged with someone. I haven't been in relationship with any boy, any girl, nothing really at all. And I am kind of like a 31 and still single. Okay, yeah. Um, why? Why do you still single and why? Is because of that. Ki uh, I'm really fucked up person, dude. Okay, yeah, fucked up person is like that. I like a particular girl in my early 20s. Didn't really work out, and then I just kind of like somebody realized that key career is a upmost priority, and then I never really consider to be any one person. Okay, yeah, but in the future I will have kind of like a some certain person in my life, and I will definitely spend rest of the time with her. Okay, yeah. But what is exactly your relationship with that particular girl? Okay, yeah. Okay, it's a kind of like a something very tricky question. Example. Okay, yeah. If you ask this question to me at my early 20s, then might be my answer would be something very different, like spending time with her, talk to her, wagera, wagera, wagera. Okay. Uh, right now I'm at early 30. Okay, yeah. And and basically is this thing at this age you are kind of like a somebody looking at the romantic relationship very maturely, very kind of like a wisely, very kind of like a something that key, something like that. I don't know, it's okay. Yeah, yeah, you are not taking kind of like a something rational decision. Okay, you are kind of like a you are kind of like a thinking through your brain, not from your heart. Okay, yeah, like since you crossed some sort of age now, you since you became matured now, so you are became something really okay, yeah. But what is exactly the relationship? Like what you will have that relationship? Is it kind of like a something good, or you will kind of like a spend time with her? Definitely, definitely. I will definitely spend time with her. Definitely. Uh, is this thing why I'm kind of like something a bit fumble at this moment is because of that I never really been experienced this relationship, this romantic relationship. So I don't know how do I supposed to interact, or how do I supposed to kind of like when the situation came, how do I supposed to handle that situation. Okay, or I don't know what is actually the importance of the romantic relationship because I never really experienced this thing. I didn't really even experience the kind of like a only value that I get. Like basically, as I mentioned earlier, in the friendship, I get value of happiness. Okay, yeah. In the family, I get value of happiness and kind of like a enclosure to kind of like a somebody having a family and something like that. Okay. In career, it kind of like a value me to get respected, get earn money, get kind of like a something do good for the people, do good for myself. Okay, yeah. In relationship, yeah, definitely you will get value from being romantic. It's a kind of like a somebody the value that you get, but it's like that na ki I haven't really experienced this thing. I haven't really experienced being in relationship. I haven't really experienced in being romantic. What exactly is this thing? I didn't really knew it. Okay, I haven't really experienced this thing. So I'm very lack of this information, or very lack of this emotion, that how do I supposed to proceed in the future. So right now I am not know about how much I put the gravity into that particular relation. But when I will have that particular situation, I think I will handle it very wisely. Okay, I will handle it very wisely. But I also kind of like give the priority for that particular girl. Okay, I kind of like respect that girl. Okay, yeah, respect that woman, and as also consider to be she was kind of like a partner for the rest of the period of lifetime. So I have to be act like that to her. Okay, yeah. um I seen a lot of kind of like a something failure relation in my life. Okay, yeah. My parents is one of them. Okay, sorry, it's been really personal, but yeah. My parents are fighting with each other a lot, really, really lot, um, and basically it's this thing na ki I think this is kind of like something one of the most important kind of like a something the lesson. Okay, yeah, like I think that's why I didn't really get fall in love, or I didn't really consider to be kind of like a love and romantic is a kind of like something really important, because it's just like that na ki when you are living with such a couple who is kind of like a fighting a lot, you are like basically you are kind of like a like I don't know, like I just created kind of like some dilemma inside of me that ki it's not good. Okay, yeah, it's something that ki I don't know, like basically my parents relationship is something really that affect me to not to do this romantic or not to get involved in this romantic stuff. Okay, yeah. So probably I don't know. Okay, yeah. Like, by the way, it's like that ki my parents are it's not that kind of like something wrong. No, it's not. They are fighting a lot, but they are kind of like a love each other. They kind of like a take care of each other. Okay, so that is good. Yeah, but still, as I mentioned, ki I didn't really have any experience regarding about this romantic relationship, or I don't know what is actually the protocol. How do I supposed to execute when it have that kind of like a something relationship? So, um, but there is I'm literally confident regarding about myself that ki when I will have face some sort of situation in that particular period of time, I will be very confident and I will take very wise decision. Okay, yeah. Not only to her, to me, to my career too, and to her career too, to kind of like a something being balanced. Okay, that all right, yeah. And I could do that. I could definitely do that. All right, yeah. Now a professional relationship, that is really good thing. Yeah, professional relationship means like that the your career. Okay, like basically the relationship with your career, let's say relation with your co-worker, your boss, your manager. Like, what is actually your professional relationship? Okay, is it good, is it bad, is it something that you fucked up? Well, I am being through professional relationship. Okay, yeah. And I fuck up a lot. Okay, yeah. And I realize so late, okay, what is actually wrong thing happened. It kind of like a giving me experience that what shouldn't I supposed to do. And definitely is this thing that my professional relationship is is kind of like a something will be good. Okay, yeah. What is actually the professional relationship? What is actually is this thing? Okay, yeah. So a professional relationship means like that ki how do you interact with the people, interact with your coworker, how do you kind of like execute some sort of thing with those people. Okay, yeah. um Professional relationship is a kind of like a something that ki something really that ki something that ki depends on you, depends on work, depends. Okay, if I wanted to improve my professional relationship, okay, with my co-worker, with my everything, so how do I supposed to do that? How do I improve that professional relationship? Basically is this thing na ki um there are so many ways. Okay, there are so many ways. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing boss की चाटना है, manager की चाटना है, like a co-worker के से बात करनी है, something like that. Okay, yeah. um yeah, you could do that. Okay, and it kind of like a build up your confidence and kind of like a build up your kind of like a something like the growth inside the company. But it's a kind of like a temporary, or it's kind of like a something fake. Okay, why? um like basically is this thing na ki you are value most like you are valuing most of the kind of like a thing that external and less in internal. What exactly is this thing? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna tell you the things actually happen in my happen real life with myself. Okay, yeah. So when I was join a company, when I was in the professional relationship, I consider them key those are kind of like a something just friend. Okay. By the way, let me tell you one thing. My professional relationship is really not that good. Don't take advice from me because I am also little less experienced into this category. By the way. Okay. Yeah. So maybe my thought process are kind of like a so much different than yours. So probably I don't know, or maybe I am stuck at such an environment where things are kind of like a something really bad, so I get really experience really bad. Okay, yeah. Is this kind of like a bad experience that I get is because of me, because of my behavior, so that's why. Okay, yeah. So let me tell you one thing, my professional relationship, how was it? Okay, yeah. I was in the company. Okay, yeah. Like when I got first job. Okay, maintenance supervisor at particular production company. Okay, thermal power plant, by the way. In that particular job, I have to interact with the labor. Okay, yeah. Labor means like the people who do kind of like a somebody just you understand labor. Yeah, I shouldn't supposed to be explain this thing. Okay, yeah. So I have to give them kind of like a something really order that you should supposed to do this, do that. Okay, yeah. All my labor are kind of like a something very very aged. Like basically, my age was almost like a 20 to 23, and under me, all those labor are cross 50. Yeah, they are kind of like so old. Like basically, some of the 40, 45, 50. It's like they have like they are kind of like spend their rest of the life in that power plant. Okay, yeah, and I was kind of like giving them order. Okay, so it's kind of like a something like as also is this thing I was kind of like something very new in this power plant, so I don't know what is exactly the process of this thing and that thing, how this machine work, how this thing. As the labor, they know everything at all. Okay, yeah. Only one thing that I should supposed to do is that I just have to tell them you have to do this, you have to do that. Okay, yeah. But those people are really sharp. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing na ki um before that I usually looked up to the poor people as a very kind of like a something very politely, very kind of like a something that ki something like that ki it's very like a poor people means like, what do you mean by like you think that ki you are kind of like something very rich people? No, it's not. But okay, yeah. Okay, it's like I'm kind of like a discriminating a lot of people, but no. Okay, let me understand. Okay, my point of perspective. Oh yeah, I am kind of like a belong to the kind of like a something middle class family. Okay, yeah, I kind of like a raise with kind of like a good environment. The people around me is really good. Everything is really good. Okay, yeah, and it kind of like a something reflect from my action. Okay, the way that I talk, the way that I interact, the way that I dress, and everything. Okay, yeah. If the person who is actually from the kind of like a some village and something like that, or kind of like a something just little bit poor, something like that, so his interaction, the way that he talk, the way that he wear and everything is kind of like a represent the represent what is actually the difference between the education level and civilized level. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like basically this thing, little bit poor people are little less civilized. I am discriminating people? No, it's not. But somewhat it is true now. We are living in this world, dude. Okay, we are living in this world, and is it somewhat true? Probably. Okay, yeah. Because of that, na, ki I kind of like simply experience something really very crazy thing. Is this thing that ki when I interact with those labor people, okay, those people are kind of like from the village, as I mentioned. Another thing is that ki those people are very less educated. Okay, like basically just they cross fourth standard, fifth standard, they pass from fifth standard, or yeah, fifth standard is a kind of like something very lot for them. Okay, yeah. uh, as also they have little less amount of money. Okay, so like basically is this thing as a kind of like a something my perspective is looking at to them is a kind of like a something very poor, very something that ki I should supposed to give them help or something like that. Okay, yeah. But they are very used to with this thing help now, they are kind of like a taking advantage of us. Okay, yeah. By the way, it's my thought. This is a kind of like a something my experience. Okay, probably is this thing you will get something very different, so I don't know. I'm not elite, I'm not a kind of like a discriminating any people at all. It's just kind of like I'm telling my experience, that's it. Okay, yeah. So the people under me, my kind of like labor, are taking advantage of me, taking advantage of my power. Okay, yeah. And they are not doing any work. They kind of like telling this thing, I need that, I need this, I need this tool, I need that. Okay, yeah. And above me, like there is a contractor who is actually telling me why those people are not listening to you. Okay, yeah. So it's a pressure from bottom and it's pressure from top. Like basically, my senior is telling me to do the work with those people, and basically I told this work to the labor and they won't do. Okay, so it's between like kind of like something. I understand people a lot in this particular position. Okay, it's a really fucked up situation, but I understand what is actually people, what is actually their true color. Okay, yeah, what are their intention, everything. I am at the age of 23, 24, and I realize this kind of like a something people around living in this world, and I just, dude, it's like really crazy. Okay, yeah. um so my professional relationship is a kind of like a somebody always been kind of like a somebody worse with a kind of like a somebody aged people or something like that. Okay, yeah. Then I was really fucked up, then I switched job. Okay, and right now I got a job in kind of like a something, just a IT company. Okay, it's not IT, it's a design company. Okay, by the way, and I was a CAD modeler. Okay, yeah, CAD modeler, computer aided design modeler. Do you get it now? Okay, yeah. So I just have to work on AutoCAD, Creo. Yeah, these are the softwares. Okay, yeah. So basically, in this new company, all the co-worker are exactly like my age. Okay, and they are exactly from kind of like some the same society, same thought process and everything. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing na ki in my last profession, I was kind of like interacting with a very age gap of people. Okay, like basically I'm 23, those people are like across 50 people, are really crazy number. Okay, yeah. But when I switched the job and when I got the new job in this particular company, I interact with such a people who is exactly like my age. Okay, yeah. And I consider to be very friendly. Okay, yeah. Like I was kind of like a showing this like a very friendly gesture to them, interact with those people and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Being fun of them and being kind of like a something just being fun of me, वगैरह. Okay, yeah. Because it's just like that, na ki, like this is how I kind of like interact with a friend. Okay, like just be fun of them, be fun. It's being really common. Okay, yeah. But I forget one thing is that ki these are not your friend, these are co-worker, these your colleague. Okay, there is a kind of like something very different between them. Okay, yeah. What's the between friend and colleague? Okay, when you kind of like a fun of your friend, what could he do? Like if he feel bad, what could he do? He kind of like a say that bhai aisa mat kar ya dude aisa mat kar वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, yeah. But in the professional relationship, when you are handling such a career, such a people where people are co-worker. Okay, yeah, they are kind of like a something, just something like that ki, something like that you shouldn't supposed to be considered to be a friend with a co-worker. Consider to be co-worker as a co-worker, consider to be colleague as a colleague. That's it. Okay, you shouldn't supposed to be think like that. It's a like it's my experience. Okay, as I mentioned, it's only my experience. Okay, yeah. um Definitely it kind of like something not good or something like from my point of perspective, I'm telling my experience. Okay, yeah. It's not kind of like something overall something like that. Okay, yeah. But I didn't really blame them. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a something like that ki I realized very late. Okay, yeah, ki those people are not my friend, those people are my colleague. Another thing is that ki in this particular company, they value more about the knowledge and information, the experience regarding about work. I value more about relationship with my colleague and something like that. Okay, I consider to be kind of like a group project, and sometimes we do fun of that, and sometimes, yeah. And because of this thing, I make huge mistake in my projects. Okay, yeah. And it kind of like a something hampered me. It kind of like a something that ki I just became kind of like a something joker. Because of that ki I was kind of like a something just people fun of me and something like that. So I just consider them that is okay, that is fun, that is kind of like something is this thing. Okay, so people are giving me little less value. Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely is this thing when the people are kind of like a fun of you, then probably they are giving you little less value even if you are kind of like a something senior. Yeah, because of that key, because of that key, like a junior are considered to be very calm and they are do their stuff very wisely. And I was kind of like just being kind of like a fun and something like that, so they are not considered to be very like important or very kind of, I don't know. Okay, I'm as I mentioned, I'm very fucked up, dude. I'm very fucked up. Okay, yeah. So in this particular situation, um in this particular situation, I like, I don't know, I make a lot of mistakes, dude. I make a lot of mistakes. I kind of like a something just, I don't know. Okay, yeah. My professional career is really not that good. Okay, yeah. And why am I telling you this thing? Okay, why? Is because of that ki I was never born for this kind of like a something like a professional relationship or handling the professional relationship. What do you mean by that? Okay, yeah. Like basically since the at my early teenage at my early 20s, or like basically basically is this thing that at teenage. Okay, yeah. I was considered to be very creative person. I was considered to be a filmmaker. I was considered to be kind of like a want to be a kind of like a such a person who do create something. Okay, yeah. And a professional relationship is a kind of like a something like just following some sort of protocols and rules and things and something like that. But creative work or creative person is comes from the freedomness. Okay, like when you get freedom, you kind of like a evolve or kind of like a something just bloom even more. Okay, yeah. I was not blooming in that particular company. Okay, is because of that I am doing kind of like a completely opposite to my nature. Okay, yeah. Um, so I realized this thing after 2.5 year of job doing there, and yeah. So what is actually my professional relationship like? How do you consider what is actually like in the future? How do you kind of like a um, how do you kind of like how do you important to that particular relationship? How do you do that? uh is this thing that key, as I mentioned earlier, I did a job twice, by the way. I experienced people, job, important thing about the value and everything. Okay, yeah. And basically is this thing when I will handle any kind of like a some professional relationship. Okay, because in the end I will be, yeah. Because if I want to be a creative person or if I want to be kind of like a something in creative work, definitely at some certain time I have to work with some of the people who is kind of like a equivalent to my quality or equivalent to my creative quality, something like that. Sometime I have to work with some sort of firm or some creative production company or whatever it is. Okay, yeah. Because a professional career is actually come from when you work with multiple people. Okay, yeah. And for one value or kind of like a one goal for something. And I know in the future I will definitely I have to work with such a people who has a kind of like a called as a professional relationship. Okay, yeah. How do you handle that relationship? How do you is this thing that key first of all is that key I won't let do the mistake that I was kind of like a previously do in my last job. Okay, another thing is that key I was kind of like a consider to be more value to my craft instead of people. Okay, yeah. Because of that key in my job I was kind of like a valuing people a lot instead of my craft. But in like when I will do my job in the future, I will do focus on my craft instead of people. Okay, yeah. And then being kind of like a something good relationship with those all those people, not being fun, not being kind of like a something is this thing. Because friends and co-worker are kind of like a something two different thing. Okay, yeah. And I will interact them very wisely. Yes, like I'm not gonna say that ki I'm kind of like a somebody acting as a really unfriendly. No, not nothing really at all. Yeah, but is this thing that ki I will act as a kind of like a somebody as a neutral point of perspective. Okay, yeah, being happy whenever it's happy, when it's sad, it's I don't know. Okay, yeah. But I think there is a one thing that I for sure is that ki when I handle any professional relationship, I will interact them very wisely, very kind of like understand them that ki I don't know. Okay, there is one thing that I consider to be is that ki when I interact with those people, I interact with very wisely, and I giving them really important as a professional relationship. Like how do I priorities how do I priority as a professional relationship? I priority a lot. Okay, yeah. But in the future, as I mentioned, in the future I will kind of like a something handling not as a professional relation, no, but as a kind of like a something a co-worker or kind of like a something that kind of like a something just a boss or something like that. Okay, yeah. Because I decide myself that okay, I won't do a job in my future, no, nothing really at all. But I will handle some certain company in the future, some certain company, some sort of people. I will lead some sort of people, and I will be very good leader. Oh yeah, because I have past experience regarding about what the fuck that I did in my life. Another thing is that ki I know everything. What does people? What does kind of like important of the craft and important of your job and something like that. I have a lot of qualities to be as a kind of like a something leader, to kind of like a giving them direction to be what is actually good. Okay, yeah. Obviously, leader when it come, when if you have kind of like a something exponential experience regarding about that field, and I know such a field, and I will be kind of like a something do work in that particular field too. Okay, yeah. So when I will have that particular relationship with the professional, I will consider to be kind of like a something as a leader, or as a kind of like a something as a, yeah, as a leader, yeah. So I could lead such a people to towards a really positive goal, towards the career and something like that. Okay, yeah. How much do you prioritize? I priority the very upmost, like a really higher position. Okay, higher than significant other, higher than romantic, higher than friends, family, higher than everything. Okay, yeah. Why? Is because of that key, I have a lot of ambitions. Okay, and I have a lot of stuff to do with this kind of like a craft and career and everything. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, yeah. And 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 basically is this thing, all myself is kind of like a develop, like I always consider to be kind of like a somebody just be busy all the time, kind of like a do work all the time. I will definitely spend time with my friend and family too, yeah, but almost like a 70 to 80% of my time or day is kind of like a spend on my work. And definitely it is really utmost priority for me. Okay, yeah, because it will not gonna shape my thought process, but it will gonna shape my entire perspective of looking at the world and how do I supposed to work and everything at all. Okay, yeah. It's also kind of like a something very important to me to improve my craft, to become better, to be kind of like a something become best. Okay, yeah. So my professional relationship is kind of like a something at utmost priority, like I consider to be very important priority in my life. Okay, a very important priority in my life. All right, yeah. Then community and social connection. Community and social connection, do you consider to be have a kind of like a relation with a community and social connection? Well, community means like that, a kind of like a social community or social media community or something like that. Do you consider to be that important? Well, uh, I do, but I do not. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, because still I haven't really experienced this thing. Okay, like basically I am not the person who has a kind of like a follower of millions of follower. Then I would do something like that. No, I haven't really experienced this kind of like a something relationship relation. So I don't know. But in the future, I will be handled very wisely. I don't know why I'm saying this thing very handled very wisely. Um, I don't know. Oh yeah, but is this thing that relationship with my family, so relationship with my online communities and things is good? I don't know. Okay, it's a kind of like a something marketing thing, na dude. Okay, yeah, like basically how do I supposed to interact, or how do I supposed to show my face to the people and something like that. It depends on, I don't know. Okay, community and social connection is still I haven't really experienced, so I don't know. Online relationship same as, okay, I don't know because haven't really experienced. Self relationship, oh, that is really important, dude, really important. Okay, yeah. What is exactly the self relationship? A self relationship means like that how do you kind of like know yourself? Okay, that is a utmost really important person, dude. Like basically is this thing you are value all the people around your life, like your friends, family, co-worker, professional, co-worker, online, everyone, but you don't really consider to be talk to yourself, and that is kind of like simply one of the most important thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, what is actually my self relationship? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I at this moment I'm not gonna tell you the definition and everything. It's been like I'm actually talking for last 48 45 minutes, so I don't want to talk about this thing. But it's just like that, na ki I'm telling you the short thing. Okay, yeah. Um, I am doing this like a things that you are actually hearing this skill. This hearing this thing is called artifact episode. Okay, yeah. It's a kind of like a something a self-talk thing. Okay, yeah. I kind of like ask a bunch of questions to myself and giving them answer to myself. Okay, yeah. There is no one here. Like basically I'm at rooftop. Like I have this mobile phone. I'm recording my audio into this mobile phone and that's it. Okay, yeah. Um I am doing this thing since 2015, so it's been almost like a 7 8 year. Okay, yeah, I do those things every single day. Okay, yeah, like after the dinner or after kind of like a something breakfast or something like that, I always do. I always ask questions to myself, and I explore myself. Who am I? What am I? What is actually my intention? What is actually is this thing? It's a kind of like something really self reflection that I seen from when I talk to myself, like on this thing. All right. My self relationship with myself is really good. I think is like really really good. Okay, I know myself a really lot. Okay, yeah. um so it's like because of I know myself, because of I explore myself, because of kind of like a thing that what's important thing or not, I kind of like a talk to myself. I kind of like change my perspective of the looking at the world. Like how do I supposed to look at the world? I could think about other point of perspective too. I could think about other perspective too. I could think about like I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing. There is it's a kind of like a some exponential advantage that I get when I talk to myself. Okay, yeah, and I recommend to you to do the same thing, but still it's a very hard process, dude. Okay, you have to build yourself with that particular one thing that you have to do. And at the beginning, it was really awkward, and it's really less important. Yeah, like most of people don't really kind of like consider that it's really important. But it's like that, na, ki if you want to change yourself a lot, you have to do those things. Or kind of like a something self relationship, or kind of like a talk to yourself is a yeah. So for me, this kind of like a self relationship is a really good. Okay, how much do you value that relation? I didn't really like value. Okay, yeah, yeah, like basically I didn't really consider to be the give the value to it. Okay, no, it's kind of like a like basically is this thing now. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Okay, value means like what is actually value? Okay, yeah. As I mentioned, my career is a topmost priority. Okay, yeah. Then my significant other, then my family, then my friend, then my all those things. Okay, yeah. Like basically, I rank them one, two, three, four, five. Okay, yeah. Self is kind of like a me. Okay, relationship is kind of like a how do I handle relationship with myself. Okay, yeah. So how much give you importance in my life? A lot. Okay, yeah. How much like would you rank them? Would you rank that? Not. Why? Is because of that na ki it's kind of like a thing that I have to do for rest of the day. Okay, rest of the life. Okay, let me tell you one thing. If I wanted to build up my self relationship, I have to record this thing for my rest of the life every single day. And I'm doing it that for past 9 years. I'm doing it that. I have almost like a how many like this is the kind of like a 3,200 and something 997 something some artifact episode. Okay, yeah. Uh this is the 3,000 and there are so many kind of like a recording that I did. Okay, yeah. So it kind of like a something when I talk to myself, I kind of like improve that relationship with myself. Okay, yeah. And I have to do this thing every single day. Okay, after I eat my dinner, I have to do those things. Half an hour, I have to do those things. So, is it kind of like something very important? Yeah, it's important. Like, why don't you give them rank at first? No. Why? Because of that key, it's me. It is me. It's kind of like a building relationship with myself. Okay, yeah. Like I don't know how to also explain this thing. It's a kind of like a something is this thing na ki I don't know. Okay, yeah. It's very important, but I don't want to give the rank. Okay, no. It's me. It's me. Okay, it's a kind of like a build relationship with myself, and I will definitely build relationship with myself. Okay, I'm doing it that from past 7 8 9 year every single day. So yeah, I'm not gonna rank them, but it's really important to me. Okay, yeah. Value, share, and interest means like that a common value, support to environment, no, challenge and growth, gratitude and appreciation. Okay, yeah. So these are kind of like a something like the very important relationship I consider in my life. Okay, yeah, and I'm giving them such as importance. All right, yeah. I have to end here. All right, so this is and thank you.